Okay, first check the local map to confirm you're on an upwind runway. And you can do this by toggling off on and off the downwind ILS runways. So here we're on an upwind runway. It's runway 9R at Philadelphia. A few little adjustments before takeoff. First, let's sync the heading bug to the same direction as the runway. Sometimes these buttons just won't cooperate. Gotta fiddle with it a little bit. But basically, if you press this button, it will sync to your current heading, or you can dial it up or down. Okay, got that. We're gonna also set the altimeter bug to the target altitude, and here we're gonna go with 3,000 feet. And let's also go ahead and set the vertical speed on the autopilot, and then click off the autopilot after doing that. Okay, let's get back to our cockpit, 3D cockpit view. Heads-up display there, and down the runway. A couple more things before we take off. Okay, for this plane it calls for 50% flaps for takeoff, so we get that basically by hitting the 2 key once. If you hit the 2 key twice, you'll get 100% flaps. If you hit it once, you'll get 50% flaps. If you hit the 1 key, it will bring your flaps back up. So here we're going to hit 2 for 50% flaps, and hit B to toggle off the brakes, and we're going to hit F2 to bring the throttle up and make our way down the runway. So just keep hitting F2, or actually you can press and hold F2, and it will bring the throttle up. All right, we're moving down the runway finally. You're basically using the rudder to try to keep the plane on the center line as you go down the runway. It's a little easier said than done. So, you know, you're looking out the window trying to stay centered. You can also look at your directional indicator, and you're looking at your airspeed. So when you get to 70 knots of indicated airspeed, that's when you're going to pull back on the stick. And try to hit about 8 to 10 degrees of climb. And let your airspeed increase to 80 knots. The 8 to 10 degrees of climb will keep the plane accelerating through your target speeds. And at 80 knots, you're going to hit 1 to bring the flaps back up to 0%. Still targeting 8 to 10 degrees of climb. And you can use your pitch trim adjustments to try to trim out the airplane for this climb. try to maintain the heading at the same time. Again, it's easier said than done. But with practice, you get better. Alright, we're starting to approach the VY speed, the speed of best rate of climb, which in this plane is 101 knots. Up to that 101 knots here. And as you reach VY, pull back on the stick slightly to hold your speed. Alright, this is basically your cruise climb. If you want to continue hand flying, you know, you can just adjust the trim with the open square brackets and closed square brackets for this climb. Since I'm a crappy hand flyer, I'm going to lock this climb into the autopilot. So I'm going to turn the autopilot on. With the heading setting to fly in the direction of the heading bug, and the VS setting to climb to the autopilot's max vertical speed setting of 1500 feet per minute. And when I unpause, we'll watch the autopilot take over here. So the autopilot's maximum rate of climb is 1500 feet per minute, whereas the sort of maximum rate of climb capability of the airplane is more like 1700, which is why we're going a little bit faster than that 101 knots. Okay, so as you approach the target, alt-bug altitude of 3,000 feet, you know, the autopilot will switch automatically from the VS mode to the alt mode and level out. So watch this happen here. I mean, that's pretty much it. That's takeoff and climb. Taking off is obviously not the hardest part of using the flight simulator, but it's still nice to know how to do it at least somewhat right. So here we are, we've climbed to 3,000 feet, we're 2 miles out, heading due west, and what to do next, I'll cover another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.